Hello everyone, this is the Ask Bess show. Welcome. I am Bess McCarty, coach for network marketers and business and life, also called the Shrink of MLM. And I come to you every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time for this Ask Bess show. And this is a show where anyone can ask a question about business, life, network marketing, health, relationships, communication, or even spiritual fulfillment. And I will respond here on the show. And if you wish to be anonymous, you can private message me on Facebook and ask a question, which a lot of people do. And then I respond to it here on the show. So welcome. I'm just going to invite a few people in just a moment. But first I want to let you know my message. My message is you matter. I know you're going through things. We all do. That's part of life and part of growing. My message is that you matter. You're not alone. I hear you. I'll respond. And you're bigger than any problem that is before you. There's a solution to every problem, and it's always within reach. And you don't have to do it alone. I help, other people help, and pretty soon I'm going to share a 4-step method that I've developed for self-help called Real Conversations with Ourselves to get ourselves from problem to solution in minutes. So that's what this show is about. I'm going to go ahead and invite some friends here. And thank you all for being here. Who am I, by the way? I am a coach for business and life, a body-mind therapist for 30 years, and holistic health practitioner. And I have helped hundreds and hundreds of people to break through blocks real fast, especially with my Real Conversations method. There have been people that I'm not so good at multitasking here, but I'm trying to invite people to get on here. But there have been clients that I have worked with that said this method got them farther in one session than 3 years of weekly psychotherapy did. And people who were not able to overcome fears that the top psychologists at UCSD and La Jolla, when I was in San Diego, they were not able to help them, but they did with my methods. So I know that they work. I love to bring them to you, love to help. Maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for nearly all of the people that I work with. So I'll share with you this method in a few minutes, finishing inviting people here. The topic today is if you're discouraged, watch this. We do get discouraged in life, right? That might be the main thing, is how to keep going and not give up. Okay, enough inviting here. And welcome, Tom. Welcome, Shmala. Glad to see you. So the topic today, if you get discouraged, watch this. And this is for... especially speaking as the Shrink of MLM right now, which is a title that people have given me because I am a body-mind psychologist, a therapist, as well as a coach for many years. And I love to help people get through blocks, especially my niche is network marketers. I'm not not in a network marketing company right now. I was full-time for years, helped me raise my son as a single mom, but right now I'm a dedicated generic coach for network marketers, because I want to give my best. I do not want to divide myself by being in a company currently. And this is my calling, to help people break through blocks. So I'll speak especially to network marketers right now, but this discouraged theme can apply to everyone. Can matter if you ever feel like I'm doing so much and is it working, and I feel like giving up. I wonder if it's working. And one example of this is in network marketing. When you talk to a lot of people, or you pour your heart into people, you pour yourself into people, you pour your life into people, and you help them, and you have high hopes for them, and you're excited for them, and you help them a lot, and they have a lot of questions, and you work with them, and then they quit, or they disappear, or they go missing, or they just give up on themselves, or they go a different direction. And all of that work that you've put into that person, it might appear that it goes nowhere. That was down the drain. That was useless. That was for nothing. That did not bring a result. And I want to speak to that because as a coach, I do this too. I have high hopes for people. I work with them. I pour 1,000% into the people that I work with. I actually fall in love with them. And it matters to me that I give them the best of me to help them to reach their goals. And many, many do. They've had breakthroughs. People I've had, intending to jump one rank, they jump two as a result of working with me. They said it's a direct result of clearing out the blocks and then upgrading the skills, and have huge results. Other people have, I gave you some examples a few minutes ago, but jumping ranks, changing their life, talking to people when they weren't able to talk with them before, all of these things I get results. But other people, I have in my files hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that I have worked with that have not ended up coaching with me, that I have seen so much in front of them. I know the steps that they can take to get there, and they end up not coaching or not doing their network marketing business, or not taking the steps, or not changing their life yet anyway, or with me anyway. Some of them I have not been in touch with because there's so many. But I know the feeling of pouring everything into someone, and they almost make that leap. They almost make that jump into changing their lives, and then they fall back. And I feel so sad sometimes when that happens. But I do trust that they got something. They got what they needed at that moment to be able to maybe take a step. Maybe our work together in the session that we did, maybe it helped them take a step. Maybe they got an insight. Maybe a seed was planted that they will get later, that will bear fruit later on. I know that everyone is in their right place at the right time. We're all on a personal growth path that is unique to us, and spiritually we are all taken care of. We're on a certain timeline that might not be ready for me. There might be certain things have to come into place before I'm ready to take a certain step towards success. So that comforts me when I work with somebody and they quit, or they give up, or they go missing, as a coach. But it can apply to network marketing too. When you really want the best for people, there is a saying among therapists: never work harder than your client, because it's a waste of both your time, right? It would be sort of impeding on them to want more for somebody else than they want for themselves, but also it's a waste of our time. If we want to help anyone, a family member or anyone, more than they want to help themselves, we have to kind of step back. And I'm doing this with a family member right now that I want good things for. But I have to kind of step back and say, in your right time. I keep offering and being in touch with a person, seeing the best in them, edifying them, supporting, giving them a positive vision of where they can go with their life. But the rest is up to them. Then I need to step back and just let nature take its course, let their own spiritual unfoldment take its course. Patty, glad you made it. I did get your text right before I came on. Glad you came on. So this will happen. This is the numbers and the laws of life. This will happen, and it may not be exactly like we look. Excuse me just a minute. I'll be right back. Keep this going here. There is someone with a uniform at my door. I'll be right back. Hello. I'm live on the air right now.
Okay.
On a show.
Did somebody dial 911? Well, we just know it's in this part of town.
Right. It was me on my phone, but I did dial. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
You called me.
What's your phone number?
512-569. They're waiting for me.
Oh, it's okay, but it was just a false alarm.
Yes,
Okay.
I told her that on the yes, I
We
told
have
her
to
that.
check anyway.
I told her that. Thank you. Thank you very,
Have a
thank you
good
very much. Okay, thank you for waiting. This is the most interesting live I've ever done. But it was a mistaken 911 call, and I had to check on it and all of that. So I wanted to keep the live going. I did not want to leave you guys. So thank you for waiting. I'm back. Okay, so we're talking about people that, could this be a part of a message? I don't know. It's very interesting. A mistaken 911 call. Policeman just came to the door and said, does somebody here, call from 911? And so I don't know how this might play into the topic for today, but they cared even though I didn't need help, but they cared. Welcome, Sarah. Good to see you. So this can happen. It's like a numbers of the people that we help can be, not everyone is going to be ready. It's really only about 5%, like in network marketers, and probably even in every field, including the work that I do of helping people. It could be about 5% of people are really, really ready to go. Some people think they are, say they are, want to be, are just ready to take a little step, but then we leave it in their lap, right? So it's always the numbers, the figures that we have to count on, that attrition, count on the people that say, oh yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm going to build my network marketing business. I know a lot of people. I absolutely am ready. And then they disappear for some reason. Even perhaps after you've helped them or want to help them. What helps me anyway, is figure that this is going to be expected. This is going to be into the numbers. And that I work with the people who, I open it up to everybody because I don't know who is going to be the ready person, right? So I just open it up to work with everybody. I reach out to everybody, give everybody the same opportunity and the options and the help and the encouragement. And then we see what happens. And it's just like the seed planters, right? Like Jim Rohn is talking about the parable of the seed sower who doesn't know what's going to happen to the seed. You just sow the seed. You just give. Not for that person necessarily, not for looking for results, not for looking for it to come out any certain way, not to change that person or not necessarily to have that person be end up like I want them to, but we do it for a higher reason. We do it because it's the right thing to do. We do it because it feels good to me to serve. We do it, some people would say, for God. Some people do it for the higher principle, or who they become as a result of doing all this. And by the way, some people get helped. They really do get helped. So we do it for a bigger reason. We never know, though. We can't really predict what our actions and our help are going to come out. So Jim Rohn says, in the parable of the seed sower, which he didn't make up, but he just put out, so I will again too. So in the seed sower, you plant the seeds. You never know which ones are going to be eaten by the birds, blown away by the wind, washed away by the rains before they have a chance to take root. You never know which ones are going to fall on rocky ground, barren ground, but there will be some that fall on the good ground and that do get a chance to be watered and sprout. And welcome, Teresa. How are you today? And so we count on this. We know that this is going to happen, that some will sprout, some will take. and that's why we do it. Without attachment, without too much care about the result. We just plant the seeds. We just fall in love with planting the seeds and helping the people to whatever little step that they want, or big step, or whatever. So that applies to network marketing and for coaching. And about the effort, about the results. There's some result that is a side byproduct of all this stuff, and that's who we become as people. And I believe, I have experienced that when I keep reaching out to people, keep helping, keep teaching, keep coaching, and I do that repeatedly, no matter what the result, the more that I do that, the more that I grow and become bigger and greater and brighter as a person. And that itself is the result, or the payment that might not be evident when it shows up in the beginning. But it's that repeated, consistent giving and growing that I do as a result. If you think of your your favorite music artist and how good they are, that behind that is represented thousands and thousands and thousands of hours in the studio, in the practice studio, writing songs that never did make it, that weren't any good, or weren't very good. But out of those, like I was thinking of David Bowie and his lifetime of production, decades and decades, and he has, a dozen or two or three really good songs, but probably he wrote thousands and thousands and thousands. So it's said that most successful people fail more than they succeed. But you put in that time, and out of that rises the cream of the milk rises to the top, and it's shown, that shows the work, the talent that you get, the skills that you gain from working with the people over time in your network marketing business or coaching business or whatever that your endeavor is. That over time you get so much better just by reaching out to the people who don't even respond or don't end up doing anything is part of that. It's all part of that. It all adds in. It all adds in. And I also call that good karma. The good karma, the results, even if the people don't show up in your business, the good karma is that you have grown greater each time you reach out. And I have experienced that no action goes unrewarded. Have you guys ever experienced that? I'd love to hear from you. I know there's people watching that are not commenting, but I'd love to hear a comment so I know that you're out there. And if you're watching the replay, I'd love if you type in replay so I can thank you for that. And have you ever been discouraged? If you ever have, please type in yes. Because I think we're all human. I think we are, and that we can probably relate to this. So I'd love if you type in yes. Would like to hear from you. And how did you help it? How did you get over discouragement? Do you have any tips for the people who are listening here about how to overcome discouragement? And Teresa writes, yes. Sometimes it can be in our business. Sometimes it can be with our health. Sometimes it can be with relationships or communication. And Shamala writes, yes. How did you guys get past that? How did you keep going? How did you not want to give up? And everybody's writing yes here. So yes, we're human. And this is a huge part of life. My experience, though, is that never does an act of giving go unrewarded. And sometimes the reward is how good I feel in the moment that I did it anyway, even if the person responds or doesn't respond down the road. But there's something very interesting. Have you ever seen someone, or have you ever experienced a windfall where something great happened to you, a treasure dropped into your lap, and people say, oh, they're so lucky, she's so lucky, or he's so lucky, look what happened to them. That will never happen to me. Well, funny enough, they don't see all of the unseen efforts that person may have put out before this that nobody saw. And could the windfall be the good karma coming back? I've experienced that personally a lot in my life. It might not be directly evident, but I have experienced that no act of love goes unrewarded or does not come back in some way. And again, sometimes it might be just in that moment how good I feel about myself by doing that thing. So we do it for us. We do it for God. We do it for a higher cause. We do it for how much we grow by doing it. One of my six-figure earner clients had one reason she got there was because she had a top earner, a real go-getter person join her team, and as a result it shifted her into an income that she did her own prospecting work as well, but it quickly shifted her into an income to where she was able to quit her corporate job and be with her son and even travel and everything. So could that have been good karma from something that she gave somewhere? I think life is so perfect that it brings us the lessons we need. When we do something negative, we think we got away with it. It might come around and still bite us. But when we do something good, I believe that it adds up, and there is a divine tally somewhere that makes sure that the equal results occur also in our life. And it's the same way in marriage. there's a top marriage relationship expert, Dr. Pat Allen, and she says, don't give to your mate you don't necessarily give to that person, because sometimes that person's not real likable or lovable, right? But those are the hard times when that's when it's hard to still give. And what we do is we give to the marriage, she said, to the marriage entity itself, or some people might do it for the higher power, or for the love itself, or for their own growth, or for God, all those reasons. But when your mate is hard to love, give for those bigger reasons. It's the same thing with this. So if we ever get discouraged, we can shift, my message is to shift your viewpoint to the higher, and do it for that reason. Get a greater return yet. So if you know someone, I'm going to share in a minute my 4-step real conversations process, but if you know someone who can benefit from this, would you tag them, share this with them, or even share in a Facebook group that loves personal growth, or a network marketing group that might benefit from this message of how to keep going, how to go up to a higher level, higher ethics, a higher reason, a higher viewpoint, and elevate our whole business, our whole being, to something bigger than it was before. That gets into the leadership principles that John Maxwell talks about, isn't it? Tomorrow the topic is experience is your only teacher. Love your teacher. This is a quote by Harold Klemp. And I'm going to, it kind of plays off of the discouragement, doesn't it? But that will be about experience and how we can embrace experiences. Right now I want to share with you that Real Conversations 4-step method that I mentioned, how anyone can get from problem to solution in minutes by uncovering the challenge in front of you, the emotion under that, the need under that, and then meet that need in a healthy way. Because every problem is really a sign of an unmet need, like a red light on a dashboard. Tells us what we're missing and what we're needing. So if my problem today is that I feel like quitting my network marketing business because I am discouraged that I'm not getting the results I hoped that I would, my need could be to remember, so my need could be to contribute to life in a greater way than before, to do it for the contribution, for the service, to shift to service. And the way that I could meet that need might be to remind myself about the numbers I just spoke about the good karma, about the good that I am getting immediately, even if that person does not respond or drops out, the good that I am getting, the good that I am giving to the world, the role model I'm being to my team, the benefit that I'm getting to myself as a person. So that's Real Conversations in 4 steps. It goes from the problem to the feeling to the need to meeting that need in a healthy way. I hope this helped today. Did it help? Does anybody get a takeaway? That if you got a takeaway, I'd love to hear what that was today. Something that maybe you could use in your life, or a reminder. I spoke about my real conversations process. I do have some free tools for you that you can get at no charge. They're worth $250. It's an info product. It is a little course that comes to you by email with an audio, the chart of the 4 steps, and emails that help you to journal your way through any obstacle that comes up. And you can get those free tools at the Facebook event, Real Conversations class. It's past, but there's a link in there where you can get the free tools sent to you and emailed to you for free. So that's the Facebook event, Real Conversations class. And I'll also post a link for that. Welcome, Gustavo. Glad to see you. And For people who want a little more support than that, I do private coaching with people. That's where I can really match up what you need. Look at your block. Look what's there, and really speak to exactly what you need beyond the free tools. For people who feel that private coaching is out of their reach financially, I started a group, a class, a Real Conversations class on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. It's an hour long. People can call in and get coached on whatever that they're working on. They can use an alias name. It can be private. It can be anonymous. It's not recorded for people's privacy. So it's where you can get coached as a group. You can come on and learn and get coached, or you can learn from all the other people that come on and get coached. So that is at the same link. And the link, I'll post that as below as well. But it's the Facebook group, Real Conversations class. So we'd love to have you. Who would like to be on my text reminders for this class? Just private message me here on Facebook and let me know the best number to text to remind you for the Ask Bess shows here every Saturday and Sunday. Some people forget to come on, so they ask to be on my text reminder list every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. And we cover an aspect of personal growth. Tomorrow is Experience is Your Only Teacher. Love your teacher. How to embrace experiences rather than resist them. How to get happier by doing that rather than feel discouraged when things are happening and we say, why is it happening to me? We say, why is it happening for me? And we embrace and are grateful for that teacher, that experience that's happening. If we can do that, then what is there left to fear in life? If we can love our experiences and know that they are for our best benefit. Thank you each for joining. Gonna conclude now. I'll post that link so you can get your free Real Conversations tools. Would love to send them to you. And we'll see you tomorrow for the Ask Bess show every Saturday and Sunday at noon Eastern Time. Remember that you can Facebook message me a question to cover on one of these shows, like many people do. And I don't use your name, but you can ask a question that I'll respond to. So like Ann Landers, for those who remembered Ann Landers, she inspired this show because she said that my column is so popular for years and years because people want to be understood. People want to know that they matter. So that's my message to you. I hear you. You matter. I'll respond. You'll have help. There's a solution to every problem. You're bigger than any problem before you. The solution is always within reach. And you don't have to do it alone. I'll help. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.